The morning sunlight streams through my partially drawn blinds, casting a warm glow over the small homemade cake I baked last night. I run my hands over the simple blue dress I chose for today, my birthday. 22 years old. Not exactly a milestone, but still worth celebrating, or so I tell myself. My phone sits silent on the counter beside a framed family photo taken 3 summers ago at Lake Winnebago before I moved out. Back when I still believed things could change. Mom's arm is draped around Jacob's shoulders. Dad's hand rests on his back. I stand slightly apart, smiling too widely, as if sheer determination could bridge the distance. On my wall, the calendar has today's date circled in red, a hopeful mark I made weeks ago. I checked my phone for the 100th time this morning. No messages. No missed calls. Not even from Mom. Who's going to wake me up with birthday pancakes? Like when I was little. It's fine. It's still early. We're meeting for dinner at Rosario's mom's favorite Italian place. She wouldn't forget. I pick up my phone, hesitate, then type a message in the family group chat. Hey, what time are we meeting for dinner tonight? I hit send and hold my breath. 3 dots appear, then vanish. Nothing. Minutes pass. I water my kitchen herbs. Check my email. Straighten already straight picture frames. Still nothing. Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe they're busy. Maybe. I type again, fingers a little less steady. Mom, Dad. Just checking about tonight. The silence stretches into the afternoon. My stomach knots, tight and familiar. I had felt this before, at my high school graduation, when they spent the ceremony whispering about Jacob's middle school science fair win. At my college awards banquet, when they left early for his baseball game. But not today. Not on my birthday. Before I can talk myself out of it, I press call. My heart pounds as the phone rings. Once. Twice. 3 times. Oh, hey, Sarah. What's up? Mom's voice is casual, distracted. A cold weight settles in my chest. Hi, Mom. I was just checking about dinner tonight. Dinner. A pause. Too long. Too telling. Oh, honey, I should have told you earlier. I grip the counter's edge, already knowing what comes next. We're taking Jacob out tonight to celebrate. The breath leaves my lungs in a silent rush. But it's my birthday. Is that today? Her voice lifts in feigned surprise. I know it's fake. I heard her real surprise just last week when Dad brought home flowers. The sharp inhale, the unfiltered joy. This is different. This is performance. Somewhere in the background, I hear Jacob laugh. Tell her we'll bring leftovers. My vision blurs, not from tears. I won't cry. Not this time. It's anger, sharp and clarifying. This wasn't forgetfulness. This was a choice. Right? I speak, my voice unsettlingly calm. Jacob's scholarship. Dinner. Oh, you remembered. Mom sounds relieved, as if I've just handed her the perfect excuse. We meant to include you, sweetie, but reservations were limited, and it's fine. The words slip through clenched teeth. Have a good night. And just like that, I'm 16 again, watching Mom brush Jacob's hair before his class picture. Why? I drive myself to school. I'm 18 when I graduate. As they brush past my honor cords to celebrate my brother making junior varsity, I'm 21, helping them move Jacob into his dorm at Dad's alma mater while they reminisce about legacy traditions. 6 months ago, I moved out, still foolishly hoping that distance might make their hearts grow fonder. Still making the effort, calling weekly, showing up for Sunday dinners. Keeping up the illusion that we're a normal, loving family. What a waste of hope. I stare at my reflection in the microwave door, cheeks flushed, eyes too bright. Slowly, deliberately, I reach behind my neck and unclasp the silver necklace Mom gave me last Christmas. It wasn't picked for me. It was the same one she gave my cousin Bethany and my Aunt Lisa. Practical. Efficient. 1 gift, 3 women checked off her list. I set it on the counter and turned away. My phone buzzes with a text, but not from my parents. It's from Daniel. Happy birthday. Can't wait to see you tonight. Daniel, whose eyes light up when I walk into a room. Whose parents casually asked about my favorite cake flavor last week. Something I now realize wasn't so casual after all. I delete the pleading text I had started drafting to my parents. My hands tremble slightly as I call Daniel instead. When he picks up, I'm surprised by the steadiness in my voice. Hey, do you have plans tonight? They're celebrating Jacob instead. The words catch in my throat as I grip the phone tightly against my ear. Through the window, I watch a cardinal land on my small balcony railing, its vibrant red striking against the fading afternoon light. What? Daniel's voice sharpens, and I can almost see his brow furrow the way it does when something doesn't add up. It's your birthday today. Apparently, that didn't make the priority list. I try to keep my voice steady, but it wavers like a candle in the wind. Mom thought Jacob's scholarship dinner was more important. Silence on the other end speaks louder than words, followed by a slow, controlled exhale. I'm coming to get you right now. No, I'm fine. Sarah. The firmness in his voice halts my automatic protest. You shouldn't be alone on your birthday. I'm already grabbing my keys. My first instinct is to argue, to insist I don't need this. I don't want pity. I've spent years perfecting the illusion that everything is fine, that my family's neglect doesn't cut me to the bone. Something inside me, something that has been building for 22 years, finally snaps. Okay, I whisper. By the time Daniel's gentle knock comes at my door, I've already pulled out a box of old family photos from under my bed. Sitting cross-legged on the floor, I stare at a Christmas picture from 3 years ago. I'm half cropped out of the frame, while Jacob stands at the center, his arms wrapped around Mom's shoulders. Daniel takes one look at me, then silently drops to his knees beside me, wrapping me in a hug. I thought maybe I was overreacting, I say after a moment, reaching for my phone. So I checked the family calendar. Opening the shared digital calendar Mom insisted we all use, I scrolled to today's date, then back several weeks. There it is, Jacob's celebration dinner, 7 p.m. Rosario's. Entered 23 days ago. They didn't forget. My voice is hollow as the realization settles in. They made their choice. Daniel takes the phone, scrolling gently through past events. His jaw tightens as he registers what I had shown him before, Jacob's basketball games, marked as everyone attend, while my college honors ceremony had been reduced to Sarah's school thing. Look at these texts. I continue, a strange calm washing over me as I finally acknowledge the pattern I've ignored for so long. I show him message after message. My graduation announcement met with "we'll try to make it," while Jacob's junior varsity success was greeted with "we're so proud." Family celebration dinner. This isn't right, Sarah, Daniel says, his voice quiet but laced with unmistakable anger. This isn't how family should act. I look up at him, seeing the genuine outrage in his eyes on my behalf, and something inside me shifts, like tectonic plates finally releasing years of built-up pressure. My parents have been asking about you, he continues softly. They noticed you weren't at Sunday dinner last week. I hesitate. Daniel's family has always been kind to me, but accepting their help feels like admitting my own family doesn't want me, like saying out loud what I've known in my heart for years. I don't need a charity birthday, I say, even as I hear the defensive edge in my voice. Daniel cups my cheek in his palm. It's not charity. They care about you. They've been asking when they could have you over for dinner anyway. The contrast is striking, Daniel's parents noticing my absence from just one meal, while my own parents planned a celebration without me on my birthday. Slowly, I reach behind my neck and unclasp my mother's necklace again, placing it carefully on the coffee table. Let me get changed, I say. 20 minutes later, we pull into Daniel's parents' driveway. I've swapped my birthday dress for jeans and a soft blue sweater, not formal attire, but a different kind of comfort, like armor. Before we even reach the door, it swings open to reveal Daniel's mother, Martha, her face lighting up at the sight of me. Habiba, sweetheart, we've been planning something special. She pulls me into a warm hug, scented with vanilla and fresh flowers. Immediate, genuine, without hesitation. Nothing like the stiff, obligatory embraces my mother offers on major holidays. Behind her, Daniel's father, Robert, steps forward, holding a small, beautifully wrapped package. 22, right? We wanted to get you something meaningful. Inside is a gorgeous leather-bound journal, my initials embossed in the corner. Not just another generic gift, but something chosen specifically for me. Thank you. I swallow hard, managing the tightness in my throat. This is perfect. My phone remains stubbornly silent in my pocket as Daniel's parents lead us to their car. They've made dinner reservations at Bellini's, an upscale Italian restaurant I'd mentioned wanting to try. The restaurant is warm and inviting. White tablecloths, soft lighting. Elegant, but not overwhelming. As soon as we're seated, Robert orders champagne, insisting on a proper toast. To Sarah, he says, raising his glass. Not just to your birthday, but to your future. We're excited to see where your talents take you, Martha adds. and to finally getting to know the young woman Daniel speaks so highly of. They ask about my new job, my apartment, my dreams for the future, genuine questions followed by attentive listening. No one interrupts to bring up Jacob's achievements. No one checks their watch or glances at their phone as the waiter sets down dessert, a slice of tiramisu with a single candle. Unspoken words press at the edges of my mind, ones I've never let myself say. Maybe I've been searching for family in the wrong place. Daniel's mom insists on one more photo. Just the two of us by the fireplace. She motions us into place, then steps back to frame the shot. Perfect. I smooth my blue dress, the same one I wore this morning when I still thought my family might remember me, and lean into Daniel's side. His arm wraps around my waist, steady and real. Smile, his father says. The camera clicks. The flash catches us mid-laugh. Another memory, frozen in time. At Daniel's house, we settle on the couch while his parents move around the kitchen, preparing coffee and plating the small cake they had surprised me with at the restaurant. The evening envelopes me like a warm blanket. The soft clinking of dishes, the quiet hum of conversation, and the rare absence of that familiar tightness in my stomach. We should take a picture to remember tonight, Daniel says, pulling out his phone. I hesitate. Oh, I can take it. Not this time. He moves closer, holding his phone at arm's length. You're going to be in these photos, birthday girl. The realization stings. I've spent years capturing everyone else's celebrations. Mom instructing me to get the perfect shot, Jacob blowing out his candles, Dad handing me his phone to freeze family moments I was never truly part of. Daniel's parents return with coffee and cake, but before we start, his mother takes more photos, Daniel and me. Just me. All four of us using the timer. When she shows me the pictures, something tightens in my throat. I'm smiling, not the practiced, camera-ready smile I wear at family gatherings, but something genuine. My eyes shine. I look happy. Send those to me. I say, my voice softer than I intend. Later, when Daniel's parents have gone to bed and we're alone in the living room, I scroll through the photos from the evening. The contrast is striking. In Daniel's family pictures, I'm present, visible, included, celebrated. But in my own family albums, I'm a ghost, either behind the camera or slightly apart, smiling too broadly, always reaching. 22 years of wanting to be seen. 22 years of making excuses. They're just busy. Jacob needs more attention right now. They show love differently. Family is complicated. My fingers hover over Instagram. I rarely post personal content. What's the point? My family barely engages, and I've spent years curating a light, inoffensive feed that wouldn't embarrass them. But tonight, something shifts inside me, like a gear finally locking into place after years of grinding. You okay? Daniel asks, returning from the kitchen with 2 glasses of water. Just thinking. I tap my screen, opening a new story. I pick a photo from dinner. Daniel's arm around my shoulders, his parents beside us, my smile unguarded. I've never looked more like myself. The caption takes 4 tries. I delete each draft, second-guessing every word. Too bitter. Too desperate. Too revealing. Finally, I type. A huge thank you to Daniel and his wonderful family for making my birthday special. I'm truly grateful to have people who genuinely care about me. My thumb hovers over the share button. Years of family conditioning take hold. Don't stir trouble. Don't embarrass us. Keep family matters private. Is this too much? I show Daniel the screen. That familiar doubt creeps in. He reads it twice, then looks me in the eye. It's just the truth, Sarah. Nothing more. Not an attack, not a tantrum. Just the plain, unfiltered truth. Before I can second-guess myself, I hit share. The post goes up, its 24-hour countdown beginning. My stomach clenches for a moment, then eases. There's something liberating about finally saying out loud what I've known all along. My phone pings almost instantly, a heart from my college roommate. Then another notification. And another. Happy birthday, Sarah. You deserve to be celebrated. You look beautiful. Hope it was special. I pause at one message. I remember when you turned 10 and brought cupcakes for everyone. You've always been thoughtful. Mrs. Henderson, my 5th grade teacher. I haven't spoken to her in years, yet she remembers a detail about me that even my own parents might forget. More messages come in. Former classmates, neighbors, a cousin from my mother's side whom I only see on holidays. So glad you had people to celebrate with. You deserve the best. Always such a beautiful picture. Happy birthday. The validation washes over me in waves. I'm not imagining it. I'm not selfish. Others are noticing what I've been ignoring for so long. Look at all these messages, I murmur, showing Daniel my phone. He squeezes my hand. People care about you, Sarah. A lot of people. For the next hour, the notifications keep coming. Likes, messages, birthday wishes. I reply to each one, feeling a little lighter with every response. Daniel and I head to the kitchen for more cake, chatting about everything and nothing. For the first time all day, I don't check for messages from my family. Then, my phone buzzes with a different tone, a text. Mom, what is this post, Sarah? Before I can process it, another message arrives. Dad, are you serious right now? Then, Jacob, way to be dramatic. My phone starts ringing. Mom's face fills the screen. I stare at it, remembering all the times I answered instantly, fearing I'd disappoint her even more. The second call comes just 15 seconds after the first ends. Then a third. Daniel watches me closely. You don't have to answer. I know. And for the first time, I truly do. I silence the ringer and place the phone face down on the counter. 5 minutes later, I pick it up again. 7 missed calls, 12 text messages, and a family group chat in chaos. Taking a deep breath, I hit call back. Mom answers on the first ring, her voice tight with barely restrained anger. Finally, what do you think you're doing with that post? People are calling me. Without a word, I tap the speaker button and set the phone on the counter between Daniel and me. His presence grounds me as I prepare to speak my truth for the second time tonight. Hi, Mom, I say calmly. I was just thinking about the people who remembered my birthday. Delete it. Now, Dad's voice comes from the background. They must be on speakerphone too. This is completely inappropriate, Sarah. I meet Daniel's gaze. He nods, silent encouragement. No. The single word feels foreign yet powerful on my tongue. I don't think I will. I remain perfectly still in Daniel's living room, my mother's voice filling the speaker. My hands tremble slightly against my thigh, but my voice stays steady. A small victory I cling to like a life raft in rough waters. What the hell are you doing, Sarah? People are seeing this. Mom's voice is higher than usual. That distinct tone meant for public humiliation and social missteps. Daniel sits beside me, close enough to offer support, yet giving me space to fight my own battle. His parents have tactfully withdrawn to the kitchen, visible through the doorway, near enough to intervene if necessary, yet far enough to respect my privacy. I chose this battleground intentionally, surrounded by people who care about me, not isolated where I could be easily manipulated. What am I doing? I repeat, surprised by the steadiness in my voice. I'm thanking the ones who actually showed up for my birthday. Take that post down. Now, Dad's voice cuts in, his barely restrained anger vibrating through the speaker. He must have taken the phone from Mom. You have no idea how this could affect your future, Sarah. My phone buzzes with incoming texts. Jacob, Mom and Dad are furious. What were you thinking? Another message follows immediately. You're blowing this way out of proportion. What strikes me most is what they're not saying. Not a single word of apology. Not one of them has said, I'm sorry. We forgot your birthday. No acknowledgement of how I might feel. Their only concern is maintaining appearances as parents. This is why people turn to friends and extended family. I'm not taking it down. The words slip from my lips before I can second-guess myself. I posted the truth. Daniel's family made my birthday special when you chose to celebrate Jacob instead. Sarah Elizabeth Winters. Dad's voice drops dangerously low. There will be consequences if you continue this childish behavior. The silence lingers between us. Daniel reaches over, covering my hand with his, steadying its tremble. What consequences? I finally ask, my voice steadier than I expected. You've already made it clear where I stand. We're coming over, Dad announces abruptly. This isn't a conversation for the phone. I meet Daniel's gaze. He gives a slight nod, squeezing my hand. That's fine, I say. I'm at Daniel's. A long pause follows. His parents are here, too. That silence tells me everything. They expected me to be alone. Vulnerable. Easy to sway. We can talk tomorrow, Mom says smoothly. Once you're thinking clearly, sweetie. The endearment lands like a slap. How convenient that she remembers to use it now. No, I say firmly. If you want to talk, come down. Otherwise, there's nothing to discuss. 43 minutes later, they arrive. Mom offers a brittle smile as she exchanges pleasantries with Daniel's parents in the entryway. Dad stands rigidly beside her, his eyes scanning the well-furnished home as if assessing strategic advantages. "We'd like to speak with our daughter privately," Dad states, more of a demand than a request. Daniel's father, a man I've known for less than a year, but who remembered my birthday without being reminded, steps slightly forward. "Sarah is welcome to privacy if she wants it," he says, "but she's also welcome to have support here. Family matters should stay within the family," Dad counters, his jaw tightening. "Sarah is like family to us," Daniel's father responds evenly. "She's welcome to have support." Mom's face flushes. The script is slipping from their grasp, the one where they arrive wielding authority and leave with my obedience secured. I can see it in their eyes, the dawning realization that they've stepped onto unfamiliar ground. "Sarah, sweetheart." Mom tries again, her voice honeyed with forced affection. "We just want to understand what's upset you so much." The question is so insincere, it almost makes me laugh. "You really don't know?" I ask quietly. "You forgot my birthday to celebrate Jacob instead." "That's not fair," Dad begins. "You didn't forget." I cut in, surprising even myself. "Jacob's dinner was planned weeks ago." I checked the family calendar. "You made a choice to exclude me on my own birthday. We were going to celebrate with you this weekend." Mom insists, but her eyes slide away from mine. "No, you weren't," I say, the certainty burning through me like a fever breaking. "This is just what you always do. Jacob first me as an afterthought." If at all the room falls silent in their faces, I see something I've never witnessed before. The uncomfortable recognition of a truth they can no longer deny, at least not to themselves. For the first time in my life, they see me, and I see them too clearly. At last, it's final. Daniel's living room feels like a courtroom. The air is thick with tension, almost tangible in the late afternoon light seeping through the beige curtains. I sit upright against the firm cushions of the sofa, my hands resting in my lap, unnervingly still. Across from me, Mom and Dad linger near the fireplace mantel, awkwardly standing instead of taking the seats offered by Daniel's parents, who have discreetly retreated to the kitchen. Mom adjusts her pearl necklace, the one she saves for important client dinners, and forces a smile that never reaches her eyes. "Sarah, honey, this is all just a misunderstanding. We were actually planning to surprise you this weekend." Dad stands with his feet slightly apart, hands clasped in front of him like he's addressing a tough client. "This social media tantrum needs to stop now. You're tarnishing our family's reputation." My phone vibrates again on the coffee table between us. Jacob's messages keep coming. I deliberately pick it up, tilting the screen so they can all see his latest text. "Tell Mom and Dad I'm heading to Ryan's place. Don't wait up. Some celebration." I repeat the message, my voice steadier than I expected. Mom's eyes instantly well with tears, right on cue. The same practice display I've seen at charity events when she needs to appear touched by someone's generosity. "After everything we've done for you, Sarah, the opportunities we've given you, the support." She trails off, and Dad steps in, his voice cool and calculated. "Your grandmother's inheritance fund could be reconsidered." His tone is firm, businesslike. "Financial decisions require maturity and family loyalty." The words linger in the air, heavy with unspoken consequences. Money. It's always been about money. Every birthday check, every tuition payment, every gift laced with invisible strings. "We've always supported you more than Jacob," Mom insists, carefully dabbing at her eyes to keep her mascara intact. "He just needed more attention because of his special qualities." A strange calm settles over me. "Name one thing." I say, my voice quiet but firm. "Name one accomplishment of mine that you truly celebrated." Silence stretches between us, broken only by the distant clatter of dishes being deliberately washed. Daniel's parents, giving us privacy while staying close enough to step in if needed. "My high school graduation," I continue. "You spent the ceremony whispering about Jacob's science fair project." I hold up one finger. "My college awards banquet." "You left early for his baseball game." Another finger. "My first job offer." "You asked if I had considered waiting for something better while planning Jacob's graduation party a year in advance." A third finger. I unlock my phone, scroll through my calendar, and show them. "You didn't forget my birthday. You scheduled Jacob's scholarship dinner on the same day, just like you've scheduled something for him on every important day of my life. That's not forgetfulness. That's a choice." I turn the phone toward them again, displaying a photo album. Empty chairs at my events. Half-eaten celebration cakes. Solo photos where family should have been standing beside me. You're twisting everything. Mom snaps, her polite veneer cracking. These are isolated incidents. Dad cuts in, his jaw tight. You're just connecting them to create a false narrative. If you want to stay in this family, you'll delete that social media post and stop this ridiculous act. That's it. Something shifts inside me. Not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. I've never truly been part of this family, have I? Always the observer, the photographer, the cheerleader. Never the one being celebrated. I reach into my bag and pull out a small, leather-bound journal. I started keeping track 3 years ago. Every forgotten milestone, every canceled plan, every celebration cut short because of Jacob. It's all here. Mom's eyes widen at the physical proof of my pain. Something real that can't be brushed off as an overreaction. I won't pretend anymore. My voice grows stronger. Either acknowledge how you've treated me, or leave me alone. Those are your choices now, not mine. Dad's face flushes with anger, just like it does when a business deal falls apart. You'll regret this when you need us, Sarah. Don't come running back when real life gets tough. Sarah, Mom hisses, glancing toward the kitchen, where Daniel's parents are barely pretending not to listen. People are watching your story online. Let them. Daniel moves from his spot near the doorway and sits beside me, not touching, but close enough that I can feel his steady presence. I hope they are, I say, meeting first her gaze, then Dad's. Maybe it will help someone else speak up. The shock on their faces is almost worth the years of pain. That moment when they realize they've truly lost control, that the obedient, invisible daughter they relied on to stay silent has finally found her voice, and others are listening. Dad checks his watch, a nervous habit when he's lost control of the conversation. Mom's fingers twist around her pearls for the first time in my life. For once, they have no words for me. I don't rush to fill the silence with apologies. I simply wait, breathing in the unfamiliar but powerful feeling of standing in my truth while they struggle to reshape it. But some stories can't be rewritten once they've been spoken, and this one finally belongs to me. Morning light filters through curtains I chose myself. Bold teal patterns that would have horrified my mother's love for beige. A month has passed since my birthday, and my apartment finally feels like home. No more neutral decor meant to escape criticism. No more silencing parts of myself. I run my fingers over the beautiful leather journal from Daniel's parents, displayed proudly on my bookshelf beside the artisan tea set his sister gifted me. Simple gifts, chosen with care, the kind that say, I see you. My phone buzzes with a calendar reminder. I no longer tense up when the screen lights up. I filtered my contacts, removed the family group chat. The constant knot in my stomach is finally beginning to loosen. Ready? Daniel calls from the kitchen as he washes our breakfast dishes. Almost. I smooth down the emerald blouse I bought last week. A color I've always loved but rarely wore. Too bold, Mom would say. Attention-seeking. I catch my reflection in the hallway mirror and hardly recognize the woman staring back. It's not just the clothes. It's the posture, the way I carry myself. But more than that, it's something in my eyes. The anxious, approval-seeking girl from my birthday morning is starting to disappear. The thing about emotional neglect, Dr. Lewis says during our third session, is that it's defined by what didn't happen. I nod, my fingers twisting in my lap. That's why I spent so long doubting myself. There were no explosive fights, no outright abuse, just absence. A steady, predictable absence whenever I needed something. And how does it feel to put that into words? She leans in slightly, her eyes warm behind practical glasses, as if to say I'm not imagining things. My voice falters, like I've been trying to complete a puzzle with missing pieces my whole life. Later that week, I sit in a circle of strangers who, almost immediately, feel like anything but adult children of emotionally neglectful parents. That's what the group is called. Their stories mirror mine with eerie familiarity. When my phone lights up with 3 missed calls from Mom after our meeting, I delete the notifications without listening to the voicemails. The guilt I expected never arrives as I sit at my desk that evening. I address the Christmas cards, a tradition I've always managed for the whole family. This year, my list is shorter but more meaningful. Each name belongs to someone who has truly been there for me. The stack meant for my parents, and Jacob sits untouched beside my pen. After a brief hesitation, I place them back in the box. On my calendar, Next year's birthday is already marked, not with expectations from others, but with plans for myself. A sunrise hike, followed by a visit to my favorite bakery. I've written down a promise to celebrate, no matter who decides to join me. Your parents are telling everyone you abandoned the family after all they did for you. Aunt Meredith's text arrives on a Tuesday morning. I stare at it for a long moment before replying. They're entitled to their version of events. My thumb lingers over the send button before I add. I'm open to a relationship built on mutual respect and honesty. 3 days later, Jacob's name flashes on my screen for the first time since the confrontation. I never realized what they were doing to you, his message reads. I always thought you had it easier because they left you alone while micromanaging me. I don't reply right away. Healing isn't linear, and relationships can't be forced. But I save the message, a small opening that might, one day, lead somewhere if he's willing to grow. From my parents, there's only silence. No acknowledgement. No accountability. Just the void I've always known. Now, honestly labeled under the family we choose. I raise my glass, looking around the dining table at faces glowing in candlelight. And the strength to choose ourselves first. Daniel's mother reaches out and gives my hand a gentle squeeze. His father smiles warmly from across the table. My college roommate taps her glass against mine. The warmth in this room is a stark contrast to that lonely birthday morning just months ago. My gaze briefly lingers on the empty chair at the corner of the table, not with desperate hope, but with a quiet acceptance that doors can stay unlocked without expecting anyone to walk through them. After dessert, I excuse myself and step into my office. The blog draft is nearly finished. Finding home, healing from family, navigating estrangement. Comments from early readers flood in, from people who see their own stories reflected in mine. My eyes fall on the letter I've written, but have yet to send. I'm still here. If you ever truly wish to know me, the story finds its end. Perhaps one day, they'll be ready to read it, perhaps not. But for now, I have this moment, this chapter, and this chosen family that loves without conditions or rivalry. Sometimes, the bravest act is rewriting your own story.